I can ride my bike with no handlebars.
Everyone has a dream job, and in our imagination it makes life easier. So few achieve this dream that it is hard to say what the truth is. I had the rare opportunity to speak with someone who has a dream job and to explore the sacrifices that actually go towards living the dream. Jeremy Raub started brewing in his father's garage and now owns Eagle Rock Brewery in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, getting started, it was really hard emotionally because you are so focused on the sort of mechanical aspects of getting the business going, the construction, the permitting and licensing and all that kind of stuff. You're so focused on that like I didn't brew any beer for like a year or a year and a half because it's like I have to get this done, I have to do this. So in my head I knew I was doing all this work. I wanted to be able to brew, but yeah, it was hard to be so focused on kind of the negative aspects, all these things that, I have to spend how much money on this now, and I have to wait for this permit, and all of those aspects that bring you down. The things that did help get me through it were just supportive people like Ting, my wife, encouraging me through it, and fellow homebrewer friends that would bring by some samples of their homebrew, just to be like, hey, I wanted you to try this out, see how the construction progress is going. And then in talking to other brewers that started out as home brewers and became professional brewers, that really was encouragement too, because I think they could see how hard it was just on my face, just how burnt out I was getting at the startup process. And they would say, just don't stop, just keep on keep on going, hang in there, you'll be brewing soon, it'll get better soon. So the one thing that was a big roadblock was just the financing, and realizing at certain points throughout the startup process, like, shit, I don't have money to go on, so I've got to do something about that. And just all of the time that it took, it was basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like worrying about all of the startup process, because everything I had saved up for, everything I had in my life was basically now focused into getting this business running. So it was the time and money factors were the big kind of roadblocks. The biggest difference between home brewing and professional brewing is that it is a business, and there's a lot of other aspects that you have to focus on. So in other words, it's not just brewing. And as home brewing, it's a great hobby. I mean, I think it's one of the best hobbies in the world. But that's really the only aspect of it is the actual brewing. And that's what we fell in love with as home brewers. We fell in love with the process, and that we could make this really good quality beer. But then in running a business, there's so many other aspects to consider. You can't just run down to the homebrew shop and pick up new ingredients. You have to order in advance and kind of have that built in. You have to plan a lot farther ahead, I guess. And then all the aspects of operating a business, so all of the permits and licenses that you have to get, and yeah, it's a lot more work than just brewing at home. Yeah, one of the aspects that I like a lot about being able to do bigger versions of homebrew beers is just being able to educate people about it, and being able to sort of create this sense of community around homebrew and around beer, and to be able to support other homebrewers as well, like get them excited about the process, we've done some things where we, sponsor a competition, and then the winner of that competition, that homebrew competition, will get to brew their beer here. So, things like that, I really like that aspect of operating on the bigger scale, being able to take part in those activities and being able to kind of help build a community. I think it's important to look back at what you've gone through and where you started to get that perspective, to be able to say, wow, I've come this far, and have I accomplished my goals? Am I really doing my dream job? Am I really doing what I wanted, what I set out to do? To anybody that is chasing their dream job, or that has that vision of what they want to do, there's always going to be obstacles that you didn't foresee, and they're always going to kind of push your limits of patience and kind of make you question, is this really what I want to do? Wow, I didn't realize there's all this work involved and all of these other aspects that I didn't know about. Those are always going to come up, and there's going to be things that aren't enjoyable about your dream job, but it really makes sense, and it's going to happen regardless of what you're doing. You're still going to have to take out the trash and do those things that aren't so fun. But I think really the best advice I could give to somebody is just to, try and surround yourself with reminders of why you're doing this to begin with. Good friends, people that can lend you emotional support, because it's a very emotional thing to go through to start up, chasing your dream job. And just always surround yourself by people that you can kind of get a perspective on, someone that can throw you a rope, just to get you back up on your feet and keep you from getting discouraged.
There you have one man's philosophy about achieving his dream. Do you have what it takes to harness your own beliefs and achieve yours?
I can ride my bike with no handlebars.